Good morning, America. This is David, and yeah, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. And you got to know that this is the 7th episode of Team America, and very proud to be up this morning with you, having coffee. I have a new cup here. This is my military cup with all my ribbons. So let's drink together. First thing this morning, and I hope you're smiling. I kind of slept in. I was out late last night. But let's drink together, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. Come on. Even if it's raining or snowing wherever you're at, it's a beautiful day. You're awake, man. And it's later in the morning, so you have no excuse. So drink coffee with me. Come on. Oh my gosh, that was so good. And, well, I like to start this Saturday off. Saturdays are a little more personal, so talk about my mom a little bit. She passed away a few years back, and I miss her. But when I was able to start understanding life, I was a young little boy. My mom was a very, very strong disciplinarian. I'll put it that way. Today's standards probably wouldn't be accepted, but she raised a very strong family. My brothers and sisters were, my older brothers, my sister, and myself were raised in such a disciplined home that it's kind of nightmarish to some people. I think that kids today would possibly faint the things that we were exposed to. But the problem is, and this is not really a problem, but the thing is that even though she raised us in a very aggressive manner, like superly aggressive manner, we all came out to be very good children. We all became parents. We all had our own kids, and I was a disciplinarian to my kids. I was very, very strong and hard to my kids, and they are keeping the generations going strong. And nobody in my mom's family, my family, have ever had problems or dealings with the law, except my little brother and little sister, but that's a different story. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, the first four of her family are all like me. We're all grown up, and we have kids of our own, and but none of us were troublemakers with the law or anything. We all lived gallant lives and were athletic, and we all did great things in society, our own local societies, and kind of had a reputation in town for being headstrong and very proud and keeping our word and so forth. My kids are kind of the same way. They've all either joined the military, went to school, finished college. Another one just joined the military, and none of them have ever had dealings with the law or anything like that. So I can tell you that when I was 8 years old, I had a mom who raised me to be the best man that I am, because I'm a man. And I've had sisters, and they all became great wives, very proud people. And there was no question about who they were and what they were in life, and even today. Luckily for me, I raised 3 boys, so, I didn't have to deal with the girl side. But I'm pretty sure I'd have been a whole lot softer if I'd had a little girl. But we had 3 boys. So life kind of imitates life, and that is the basis of the culture of family, and I've respected that my whole life. Now, not everybody that I know was raised the way I was. See, because I've had friends that were softer. Their parents were, more Gentile, and these people have had issues in their lives, and not everyone, but you know, some of the disciplinary tactics that I received as a kid wouldn't be accepted today at all. And I used to get them wherever I was. But you know, but as I got older, got into my teen years, the stuff stopped. But when I was little, man, it was a firm hand, the firm hand to raise the child, I believe really made me the person I am today. And I'm very grateful for that. I miss my mother. And my mom became older and became a little bit more senile. And, you know, she was coherent with some people of the family. And then with other ones, she was very elusive and, you know, couldn't hold a straight conversation. She would shift conversations all the time. And she got colon cancer and she beat it. My mom actually beat colon cancer. It was a great, momentous thing. But in her mind, she didn't want to live anymore. She was getting older, she was suffering. And that comes from a person of power, a person who had always been in charge of her faculties, and she was starting to lose those controls, and she couldn't live with it. She couldn't live with the idea that she was no longer this powerful woman that she was, and, you know, it hurt her. And she gave up the will to live. And we lost her. And which brings me to the segment that I'm really talking about, is today's parents. I saw a report not too long ago, and Joe Biden supported this crazy ass fucking woman, that there's a 8-year-old child that has transgendered to the other race. An 8-year-old kid. And marvelous Joe Biden supported it and wants to make a law that protects transgender children. And if you're out there and I've already early voted for Joe Biden, you're a fuck up. You're a complete fuck up. And I hate to say that. But I'm not going to argue about it though. I'm just telling you my opinion. I'm not going to argue about it with you. You can call me and write me whatever the fuck you want. But I'll call you a fuck up. Because that is an 8-year-old kid. And Joe Biden's known to be a pedophile of some sort. I know that you're saying, well, you know, he was just a loving guy. Well, fuck you. You don't know. You don't know. There's some people that are tolerant of that stuff. You know, I guess there are some soft people in this world that love old pedophile men rubbing up on their children, squeezing their hands on their breasts and shit right on live TV, and smelling their hair and kissing them. I'm gonna tell you right now, if that was me live TV, I don't give a fuck who it was, I'd have fucking decked the living shit out of somebody. It'd have been, yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't have just hit him once. By the time security got to me, I'd have got at least good 3 or 4 licks into him. And I would have looked in the camera while they're holding him. While they're holding me, I'd have looked in the camera and said, yeah, I fucking did it. You know, because that's just the way I am. But there's a softer generation that's being raised by this country through parents that, you know, had sex and had a kid and have no idea how to raise kids. Now, I'm not saying the way I was raised was the perfect way, but kids don't know their limitations. They don't know that there is a limitation to your life, and you can't be making decisions like that until, you know, you reach maturity. And the body is still growing. The everything in your body is still growing to a certain perfection, designed by God. Man, turning an 8-year-old to the other gender because the 8-year-old claims, I don't want to be a boy anymore. I want to be a girl. You know, those parents failed completely. Failed. Should be mentally put somewhere. Kids taken away. I'm not saying the kids should be abused or being disciplined, but those kids aren't being raised appropriately. Those parents wanted a daughter and they got one. And Joe Biden's there, you know, with his mask on. He's there answering questions. This is the weirdest thing. He's across the room, apparently, more than 20 feet away from this girl, and he's wearing a mask. But the mask bullshit doesn't work, people. Never has. But I won't get into that. That's another discussion for another day. But yeah, an 8-year-old kid transgendered to the other race. I believe it was a boy that got turned into a girl because the parents said he really wanted this to happen, and we need to have laws that protects these children. Well, if you're going to transgender your child from a boy to a girl, do you have to tell everybody you meet that they transgendered? Why don't just let nature take its course? Do the change. I'm not saying that I agree with it. Do the change. Don't tell nobody and have them go to school next year as Teresa. Sounds a little legit to me, right? Oh. To those parents who raise kids the right way, the appropriate way, and a boy's a boy and a girl's a girl, this is a salute to you. To those people that want to raise transgender kids, you don't get a salute, because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with terrorism. I don't agree with certain aspects of homosexuality. I do respect the gay community, but there's some homosexual acts that are going on that I don't fucking agree with. I don't agree with pedophilia, and I don't agree with parents changing children, little children, before they reach their age of adulthood as a transgender. Those parents should be, I don't even know. You can't beat the sense into someone like that. It's just, they're dumb. But it is. It is what it is, it's crazy. But it's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. I'm not sharing it to share. It's just that these are things that are happening in life, and it's crazy. And crazy Joe Biden is out there. He's out there supporting this shit. And he wants to make laws as president. That motherfucker has no business being the president. He's not going to be the president. And Trump's going to turn over in November, and we're all going to move on. The arguments and the hating stop. And the COVID shit's going to be around because the news is going to stay around. Scientists have already said, real scientists who study this shit have already said the COVID is not what it's been made to be. We're living in a world where the press and stereotypical opinions about fake news are pushing a narrative on people, and people are buying it. I question the morality and the sanctity of reason for people who are voting for Biden. I just do. I can't help it. I'm not mad about it, but when people tell me I'm standing minding my own business, and I hear, I voted for Joe Biden. I'm like, what the fuck happened to you, buddy? This world is getting crazier and crazier as years go by. Maybe my mom began to see that too. Team America, we're great people. We can make this nation even better with another 4 years of Trump. But that's another story. Let's bring God work to us one more time. To us. Wow, that's some good stuff, man. God bless you. I salute the military and the veterans. Well, most of the veterans, not all the veterans, but salute. And I'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Team America, signing off. Oh, and by the way, I'm taking Sunday off because Sunday's my church day. I go to church, so I'm taking Sunday off. I'm not going to do the show on Sunday. I might, but I doubt it. Unless something cool happens. These are personal days for me. Have a good day. God bless.